conservation story. And here's a little bit more on that.
In 1970, there were estimated to be only 66 of the Barasingha deer remaining in central India. But this population was saved by the cooperation of the local Indian community. Like the shacks you see here, there were many small farms using space in and around India's Kanha National Park. These people were coming into contact with the deer and the tigers that were also living there. Through cooperation with the Indian government, local communities agreed to relocate their villages. By moving, the farmers still had land to farm, but the tigers and their prey got more room to roam.
Now we all know that a species that is extinct no longer exists, like the dinosaur dodo. The next animal you're going to see was on the verge of extinction. In fact, the Mongolian wild horse was extinct in nature and could only be found in captivity. Recently, there have been some reintroductions of Mongolian wild horses to several areas of Mongolia and China from herds in North American and Asian zoos. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to inform you that there's 3 new family members and they are babies. The largest baby is 4 months old, the second to the largest is 2 months old, and the smallest baby is a month and a half old. Take advantage of this excellent picture opportunity of these 3 beautiful babies. The babies are coming up on your right here. This is the only true wild horse living today. Their appearance differs from domestic horses in that they have a stockier build, shorter legs, and an erect mane which is missing a forelock. There are also genetic differences that distinguishes wild horses from domestic horses. Captive breeding of Mongolian wild horses started with a group of 28 animals in 1901. The Bronx Zoo received its first Mongolian wild horse in 1902, and we have maintained our herd since then. And here's a little bit more about the Mongolian wild horses.
The first accounts of Mongolian wild horses come from rock engravings, paintings, and even cave drawings that date back more than 20,000 years. And the first written accounts were from Tibet, sometime around 900 AD. But these horses remained largely unknown and unnamed to the Western world for many years. During an expedition to Central Asia in 1879, a famous Russian explorer and naturalist, Colonel Nikolai Przewalski, encountered the horse in Western Mongolia. Because of his discovery, this species is also known as Przewalski's horse.
Many of you might be wondering why some of the trees are wrapped in wire. We all know that the trees are very important because they provide the shade that our animals need. But sometimes the animals will eat part of a tree or rub up the bark with their antlers. If the tree loses its bark, it can die, so we make sure our trees are animal-proof. The wire helps protect the trees from the animals. As we look for the animals, think of where you would go if you wanted a shady spot, a quiet place to rest, or a little grazing time. Coming up next, we'll be on the lookout for 2 endangered species, the gaur as well as the brown-antlered deer. Ladies and gentlemen, please be advised that in this exhibit, the gaur like to hang out towards the far end center of the exhibit. In the meantime, I'll be telling you a little bit more about them as we catch up to them. The gaur are the largest wild cattle in the world. Males can weigh over 2,000 pounds. That's as much as a small car. They stand up to 6 feet tall and are 10 feet long. With their large size and impressive horns, the male gaur can fight off just about anything, even a tiger. What threatens these huge animals is the loss of their Asian habitat and the diseases they can catch from domestic cattle. Coming up on our right here towards the center, you'll begin to see the gaur, the largest wild cattle in the world. And you will see that amongst them, there's one distinctively larger and darker than all the rest. That's the alpha male gaur, and his name is Eddie Gaur. And he's known for being the ladies' man. There's also 2 babies in this exhibit. There's a 3-month-old baby and a 5-day-old baby gaur. The 5-day-old baby gaur is there towards the center. It's a honey brown light color there. You can't miss them. Also in this exhibit, you will see the brown-antlered deer, which gets its name from the curved shape of the male deer's antlers. Currently classified as vulnerable, these deer continue to lose their wild space. In many areas, herds must resort to feeding on crops as their natural habitat has been taken over for farming. If you look along the fenced area there, towards your far right, you will see the brown-antlered deer, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the Bronx Zoo, we have a special program to help gaur as well as brown-antlered deer. Here's a little bit more on that.
Here at the zoo, we help gaur and brown-antlered deer and many other species by participating in cooperative zoo management programs called species survival plans. The name says it all. The plans aim to help these animals survive. Zoos across the country work together to maintain genetically diverse populations of rare and endangered species.
And coming up next, we'll be looking for a tiger. Tigers, trapped by excellent camouflage, and tigers are often difficult to find. tigers are so secretive that even professional researchers have trouble finding them. Adult tigers are typically solitary and live alone in the wild, which is why you will only see one tiger in an exhibit at a time. As we look for the tiger, ask again that everyone keeps the things to remain seated for safety purposes. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, tigers are very secretive, so if you see the tiger first, just give a shout. We are currently looking for Bachuta. Bachuta is a 10-year-old male Siberian tiger. Bachuta is also a successful example of the species survival plan program. He is the father of the Siberian tiger cubs, currently in exhibit at Tiger Mountain. He is on loan to us from the Toronto Zoo, but he came to the Bronx Zoo from the Milwaukee Zoo, where he also participated in an SSP program. Tigers hunt a variety of animals, but they prefer wild pigs and medium-sized deer. Typically, a tiger will gorge itself on a fresh kill, eating up to 40 pounds of meat at one time. Just think, that's the equivalent to 160 hamburgers in one meal. After a meal that size, a tiger will usually not eat again for several days. Has anyone found Bachuta yet? Okay, as it seems Bachuta is hiding, which is very rare because Bachuta is a very large tiger. Okay, I do apologize. We were unable to locate Bachuta. All tigers are endangered. Habitat loss, lack of prey, and poaching have all reduced tiger numbers. As a result, there may be as few as 3,000 tigers in the wild, with only 1,000 of those being breeding females. And in this next area that we're passing now, if you look at the top of the hill there, you will be able to see one brown antler deer. It's towards the left there. And continue to have your cameras ready, because in the next area that we're now entering, you will see India's national bird again, the peafowl. Did you know that only the males are called peacocks? The females are called peahens. The males use their long, colorful feathers to attract the peahens. Those are not really tail feathers, but back feathers, and displaying those beautiful, colorful feathers is the peacock's pride and glory. Ahead, you will see a break in the forest and a dirt road running along the edge. In real-life places in Asia, roads can mean trouble for wildlife. They bring hunters into more and more areas, and they trap wildlife into smaller and smaller pieces of land. This road, however, helps our keepers travel around the 40 acres of the Wild Asia exhibit. And for those of you that already saw, there is a baby Barastinga deer sitting by the fence there. That baby is 2 weeks old today. And coming up next, imagine a pig with upper tusks that erupt to the top of its snout and curve backwards towards its eyes. This pig is called a babirusa, and we're approaching some now. Babirusa means pig deer in the Malay language. Coming up on your right after the bamboo bushes, you will see Kiwi and Kelsey. These are two female babarusas. Babarusas have very little hair, and their body and their skin color allows them to blend in with the mud and rocks, like the ones you see in this exhibit. In the second portion, you will see Humberto. This is a male babarusa. He's towards your left there. Babarusas are also unfortunately endangered. And coming up next, this is also the main event. You will see the elephants. Elephants are the largest land mammals. Unfortunately, they're also becoming one of the rarest. Elephants can live up to 60 years in the wild. The Bronx Zoo Asian elephants you see here, Patty and Maxine, are each about 40 years old. Elephants can weigh more than 10,000 pounds, so they have to eat a lot of vegetation. In addition to a variety of vegetables, our elephants can eat up to 200 pounds of hay each day and drink 60 gallons of water. There are more than 40,000 muscles in an elephant's trunk, and it's an incredible tool. Asian elephants also have a finger-like feature at the end of their trunks that they use to grab small items. An elephant can use its trunk to gently pick up an egg or to tear down a tree with enormous force. Bronx Zoo elephants get lots of personal attention, including baths and pedicures. Once again, this is Patty and Maxine, and they're known for being best friends, and they're each about 40 years old. And as we say bye-bye to Patty and Maxine, everyone wave bye-bye to Patty and Maxine. Bye-bye. We'll soon be saying hello to Callie and Krishna, which are the two Indian rhinoceros. Today, all rhinos are highly endangered. Less than 2,000 Indian rhinos survive in India and Nepal. We care for 7 endangered Indian rhinos here at the Bronx Zoo. The Bronx Zoo has had great success with Indian rhinos. Caring for this very rare animal is one thing, but breeding is a huge challenge. Did you know that female rhinos are pregnant for 16 months? Can any of you moms on board of the train today imagine being pregnant for almost a year and a half? Probably not. Many people describe rhinos as armor-plated, but they're actually covered with a layer of skin that has many folds. Though the skin of a rhino looks thick and tough, it is actually very sensitive and needs protection from the sun and from insects. One of a rhino's favorite ways to protect the skin is to sit